I got some jitters when the previous speaker started giving analogy of cricket team. She started with Tendulkar and Sehwag for opening batsmen. Then went on to some amazing middle orders. And only one name that came to my mind is she's going to go last. Because lawyers have the last laugh, he said. The gentleman that came to my mind was Yaswendra Chahal, who comes last. But looking at my size and his size, no offenses to him, I was happy that she mentioned sky. And that's an analogy there. Law is like a sky, so there is no limit. I'm not going to take more than 5-6 minutes, and this is not a pitch about our firm. So I'm just reminded of a very interesting story which is very close to my mind. That there was a very cold place, snowing and very chilly. There was a small bird flying, singing, chirping, just because of out of sheer chilling weather, gets tired, gets possibly hypoxic and falls, and start gasping, almost unconscious, struggling to live. Then there was a cow or a buffalo walking, and suddenly drops a dung on the gasping bird. Part 2. So what happened? That dung which fell on the bird started thawing the bird with the warmth, and bird started coming back to life and suddenly started singing. Then there was a hungry cat moving. Part 3. Looking for a prey, extremely hungry, suddenly hears the sound of a singing bird. Hey, there is something for me. Looks for it, can't find out, suddenly it's coming from the dung. He removes the dung, finds the bird, eats it. This is what the situation is. What you learn. Not everyone who drops shit on you is your enemy. Second is, not everyone who gets you out of shit is your friend. And the most important, when you are in a deep shit, keep your mouth shut. This is what law is. This is what law is. In part 1 and part 2, the regular use of law will help you. But when you are in a deep shit, talk to a lawyer. The lawyer is going to give you something. I stretched my slide, we love to stretch. I was told by Clara that the format is very different because it's an LCD panel. But when you're in a third situation, using the law strategically is really going to help you, because when we talk of law, we have to comply, we have to fill forms, we have to do this. But in fact, this is our 2-hour session. We are doing workshops for not only pharma, but across all the sectors to our clients. And that is where we did some work and found out that we can use the law so that it creates value for the clients or the companies and creates a competitive advantage. And that is what I think we thought, let's do. And while doing this very interesting statement came. I'm sure, and the objective of doing this practice, and I'm not pitching, again I'm telling you, is that we firmly believe that we don't want in-house counsels or the legal department of our client to approach us for regular work. That can happen. Because if you take care of law strategically, a lot of things will change. Constance Bagley, she has written a beautiful book called Winning Legally. Managers who view the law purely as a constraint, something to comply with and react to rather than use actively, will miss opportunities to use the law and legal system for increasing the total value. This is what I think we need to understand. Everybody needs to understand that think of law beyond compliance. And I was speaking 2 years ago in Singapore in a compliance conference, and a lot of discussion was going on whether we need a compliance department and legal department separate or the same department doing everything. And that is why this. So I just thought, there is a beautiful matrix which is created. The law can be used either tactically, we have to do this, period. or use it in a strategic way. So what happens, the level 1, 2 and 3, how law gets matured when you work, is that there are people on the value system react as it comes, court mein dekh lenge. Let's do this, dekha jayega, type of thing. Lighten the burden, lot of people keep on doing it, chalo karte hain, lekin let reduce this. Reposition for safety, this is the biggest thin line. Many times when we work with my colleague Darren also is here, and we always discuss that why for such things you are advising client. It's such a simple thing. But it comes that reducing the risk and the liability. But in doing that, what we observe, many times the biggest threat, reputational risk, is sometimes ignored. And that is where you have to start using the law to strengthen the fort and explore the blue ocean. I'll just talk on that. But this is where you use strategic use of law in creating the strategy, creating the opportunities, going beyond. And that is where, same thing I'm just repeating. If you say 4 and 5, if you strengthen the 4, that will help you defend competitive position. End of the day, everybody is a competitor, but there is a beautiful book called Competition. They remove the aim for the competition and believe in compete and cooperate. That is what Pharma has been doing, and a lot of mention was COVID was there, and that's what happened. Everybody competed and cooperated also with each other. And we explored the blue ocean, where you have to create the value and new business opportunities. How you do this? And what we came across, that there is a concept of anticipate, prepare and deliver. When you say anticipate, think what new is going to come. Because it is said that anything that comes new is going to be ridiculed, then questioned, then struggled, and then accepted. And the common factor in all these 4 sections is regulations and law, which are, and we have been discussing so much. So many a times when you do some research, work something on those things, get involved in some policy making, and creating some kind of advantage using the law, I think it's definitely going to help us. Where exactly, whether you are looking at entering a different market, you are coming out with a product launch, which is coming for the first time, and the biggest thing what we have seen is the word collaboration. Mergers, acquisitions, joint ventures, all have become slightly mundane terms recently. What we see that we are collaborating with partners. It could be 2 MNCs, it could be MNC and generic, it could be anything, or significant VCs into startup healthcare, huge plethora of startups in healthcare we have been working with. But at the end of the day, in doing that, you have to use law strategically. Classic examples, Amazon. When Amazon decided to enter India, there was a huge problem with FDI policy. Multi-brand retail and single-brand retail. And it was impossible for them to enter. Same thing happened to IKEA. But Amazon thought and used the law in such a way that they came out with a different model where they will just remain a kind of a traffic police initiative. आप order दो, वहाँ से दे देंगे. But in doing this, they use the law, regulations and the time to enhance the brand and created a concrete advantage. By the time things got changed, they were ready with the brand and things happened overnight. There are many such examples even in pharma and healthcare. So I just end by saying this, that if you don't use law strategically, this is from my very favorite book called Blue Ocean Strategy by Cam Chim. They remain in a chaotic world. The first speaker talked about Bangalore and Mumbai. So Bangalore is an unorganized chaos. Mumbai is an organized chaos. That's what we are proud of. But when you get out of this chaos and enter into a blue ocean strategy using strategically the law and regulations, there are many examples. There are no laws here today, but people are using it. Classic example is UCPMP, which is not a law according to me, but needs to be used strategically in such a way. And that is why you are going to create competitive advantage And once you do that, my golden line, don't compete with rivals, just make them irrelevant. If you want to make your competition irrelevant, start using law strategically, and that's what I just want to say quickly. And it is said that never ask question to a lawyer till I am there for you. Thank you.